Hey y'all, what's up? Chad Wright coming at you here once again on the channel, Team Righteous. And today we're going through something that's a big pain in the ass for y'all out there that's wanting to know. So for those of y'all out there who has a first gen Hayabusa, there's not very many options out there, hardly any at all, for dual exhaust for a first gen Hayabusa. So I had a lot of people, I've actually seen people reach out before and ask and couldn't ever find no answers to it or whatever. And then just a few months ago, somebody made a mention of Black Widow exhaust. So we're going to still continue to use the Yoshimura slip-ons that we have here, but got it in here in the box. So we got the Black Widow exhaust. They come from the UK? UK. Yeah, so they come from the UK. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a base run on this bike because we're doing some work to it anyways. But we're gonna get a base run. We're gonna dial it in with the stock exhaust on it. So it's still got the stock header on it here, as you can see. And then it just has these Yoshimura dual slip-ons on it. So we're gonna get a baseline with it. We're gonna dial it in, see how much power we can get out of it with this, just bone stock Gen 1 Hayabusa. And then we're going to tear it down and pull the stock header off, put the Black Widow header on there, put the Yoshimuras back on, and then tune it again, see how much gains are to be made. If anything, we know it's lighter. That's definitely for sure. So if anything, just the weight loss alone is going to be a gain on it. But we want to see what kind of numbers we can get out of it too. See how good this thing right here flows. Stock Hayabusa headers, they actually flow fairly decent for what they are. So anyways, we're going to jump into this thing right here. So, gonna see if we can tune on this thing right here just a little bit, see if we can get a little bit more out of it with the stock header on there, and then we'll tear it all down after it cools off, swap those out, and then we'll be back at it. All right, y'all, here we are. So we got our tune in. We've made some more pulls on here, and we've made our final revision with the stock header and the Yoshimura dual slip-ons. So we're gonna see how much more we can get out of this thing right here over where we started at. And then as I was there, we're gonna let this thing right cool down, get these stock headers off, and put the new Black Widows on there, see how much we can get out of it then. Alright y'all, so here we are. We've got the most out of this stock Gen 1 Hayabusa with the stock header on it and the dual Yoshimuras. Like I said earlier, we made 160.6 horsepower on the first pull, and we ended up making, let's see here, made 160.6 horsepower at 9,900 RPMs, and peak torque before started out 92.7, right around 7,500 RPMs. So not too bad. That's actually pretty impressive for a stock Gen 1. Generally, They're not that high. They're usually in the 155 to 157 range, but 160 for a bone stock Gen 1 or whatever. It's a very happy Gen 1. So anyways, let's flip it around here though. We're gonna see how much did we make after we tuned it. So after we got into it, we ended up making 99.4 foot-pounds of torque. And let's see what we got for peak power. Peak power, same area as it was at 98.50, so we're in the same ballpark. Made 165.1 horsepower. So not too shabby. So we gained 4.5 horsepower and gained about 7 pounds of torque. This thing right here should definitely probably get down better than what it was before. When we're running at the track, it definitely just felt like a stock Busa. I went slow on it, y'all remember that. Logan did pretty good on it. Logan went 690s on it, so with this right here, de-restricting the down low gears, whatever, I definitely feel like we could get it in the low 80s to high 70s. But anyways, we're gonna let this thing cool off. It's scorching hot right now. We're gonna let it cool off. I'm going to pull the headers, swap them out, put on the Black Widows, not change anything in the tune, and see if we gain or do we lose. All right, we'll be back at y'all. All right, y'all. So we're back here, day number 2 here with the first gen Busa. We got the exhaust ran on here. Got our boy Wes over here doing the detail here on Famous Amos's Daddy ZX10. Got it looking damn good. Y'all should have seen it yesterday. It looked like shit. Covered in tree slap. But it's looking good now, nice and clean. Put some special touches on it. So he's got the touches with the wax. We got the touches on the dyno over here. So anyways, y'all check this thing right here out. We got the Black Widow running and everything. Like I said, it fits good in here. We had to space out up here at the top. Had to space out the bottom of the radiator here, so it's not up against the header. And everything through here fits smooth. And Logan called me a liar because I haven't got back to this part yet. We're in the front area, so this area here fit great. Back here on the left side fits great. Right side, not so much. So, anyways, we did have to do a little bit of work on it to make it work. We had to bend it out some so it would fit on here. It didn't fit perfectly right on the right side, so we had to heat it up here, bend it out a little bit so it would bolt up here and not be angled towards the swing arm. But other than that, it's good, sounds good. I'll let y'all hear it here in just a second when we fire it up, start doing our dyno pulls. But I think it turned out great, and we're fixing to see how much more power we're gonna get out of it, if we get any. We'll see. All right, y'all give me just a second, we'll be on the dyno.
You want a Shinko hookup with no plastic?
Y'all, so we're back and we made our first pulls there, read the information, trying to make some changes now. So over here flashing the ECU. So as of current, it's down on power. It is a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. Air's a little bit worse, but it's down like 8 horsepower. So not so sure about the same out here for the direction we're going, because he's fixing to up the compression and put dual intake cams in it and everything else. So we're gonna try it out though. ECU's done flashing over there, so let's throw this thing right here in, see if we can make a little bit more power with it, see what it's going to do when we make these changes here. Definitely, the sound is definitely different than what it was before. It's kind of got its own unique sound to it. So anyway, it's about to throw this ECU out, throw the ECU in here and try it out. Well. So went back into the ECU, tried to tune this thing some more. It just ain't got it. This Black Widow exhaust just not gonna make the power that the stock header was making. So if you remember yesterday when we was working on it, made 165.1 horsepower, made 99.4 foot-pounds of torque. It's actually not bad. Hey, Kylie. Actually not bad at all for a stock Gen 1 Hayabusa. We ended up adjusting the air-fuel ratio. We ended up adjusting the timing yesterday, and that's where we peaked out at on the last pulls we made with it yesterday. And then today we had put this exhaust on here. First pulls ended up making 157 horsepower. All right, so kind of trying to learn a little bit here. So today, when we first brought it up, we made it like 157.3 horsepower, and the torque was down. So, and the torque also moved out. So we ended up adjusting the timing. Actually pulled some timing from it, pulled a little bit of fuel from it, and we picked up a little bit. So we gained back up to 157.9, but we're still down, you know, 7 horsepower from where we were at yesterday with the stock header, and 94.7 foot-pounds of torque. So all in all, I like the way it sounds. It definitely sounds better than stock. It definitely makes more noise in stock, which is surprising, because when I first heard it, I'm like, cool, this thing is making more noise, it's flowing more air through, we're probably going to end up making some more power. And it just didn't do it. Compared to the stock header, it's not going to perform and make as much horsepower, but it is lighter. The quality of the exhaust, you know, it's very nice. It looks good. The welds look good. It's definitely going to stay together. It's going to last. I don't see any issues with it. Like I said, we did have the fitment issue we talked about yesterday on it, down in here. So we did have those fitment issues yesterday. I don't want to touch it now because it's a little bit hot. I just got through making some pulls on it. So like I said, all in all, I think it's a good exhaust. It's worth the money if you're not after trying to make more horsepower, obviously. But if you wanted a lighter exhaust and a full exhaust and a little bit different sound, it definitely sounds great. But you're just not going to make any more horsepower with this right here. And as I mentioned earlier, this bike here has other destinies. It's going to get one of our better street packages that we do here at 57 Motorsports. So we're going to go through it and make some changes, and that will be in a later video. But you know, we were after a full exhaust for this bike, trying to get it lighter and trying to get some more power out of it as well. And obviously this is just not going to work for what he's trying to do. Like I said, some people are just not worried about that. All thing they're worried about is looks anyways, or just having a full exhaust, just having a little bit different sound. And so, you know, we tried something out. We just wanted to throw it on the dyno to verify before we put the motor together to see, you know, was it going to perform the way that we needed it to perform versus, you know, what we already had on there. Because if we just would have took the stock exhaust off, put this exhaust on there, and then built the motor, well, of course you're gonna make more power. So we wouldn't have ever known that we was actually holding ourselves back, thinking that we had a good full exhaust here. So anyways, that's the reason why we wanted to do that right there. For those of y'all out there, this got any more questions or whatever, want to know anything about what we do here at 57 Motorsports Team Righteous, we do stuff like this here all the time. It's just one of these things that gives us the opportunity to be able to learn. With a dyno, you got to throw things on there. It's all the way you're ever going to figure out what it's doing. Is it doing the things that you want it to do, or are you actually hindering yourself? This one right here would have hindered us. So anyways, appreciate all y'all. Have a good one. All right, y'all. So one more thing we want to add to this video. So this is basically just a stock replacement header, from what we can tell, and they look almost identical. All the difference is your stock one's got the crossover here instead of there. They put it back here, and we at least wanted to see, is there a weight gain to be made here, or weight loss is what we're looking for when we're trying to swap exhaust. So we're gonna throw them here on the scales and see what we find out. The official nitro scales of 57 Motorsports. All right, so we're coming in at 10 pounds 11 ounces for the stock header. Plank. And we're coming in at 7 pounds and 14 ounces for this one here. So almost 3 pounds, not quite, but almost 3 pounds. So anyways, there is some weight loss to be gained there. And if you're just looking for something that's stock replacement, lose a little bit of weight, have a little bit of a different sound, as you can tell in the video, it's going to help you. Gaining horsepower, you're not going to gain any horsepower though, as we could tell from the dyno. So there's that. Anyways, I just wanted to include that in the video. Y'all have a good one.